What's up everyone, it's Crotch here at Rocket Punch Army to do an updated review of the GX-53 Daitarn 3 Soul of Chogokin from Bandai. The reason I'm redoing this video is because the other one is just way too damn long. And I want to just try and compress all the information into one small short video if possible. So let's give it a shot. Here's the box. Got some nice graphics. The box is actually pretty decently sized if you compare it to my hands. Alright, it's got the shot of Daitarn 3 on the right. It's got a shot of his other two modes here and the Mach attacker right up here. Now if we spin it around, it's got more of the usual photography. It's got the whole sun effect here, and it's got all the gimmicks and weapons over on this side, which I will show you. And of course, the PP rocket. That's an awesome feature right there. And again, the other modes and the Mach Patrol turning into the Mach attacker here. And then those nasty bases where you put all the stuff on when you're bored. So we're gonna go ahead and one more thing. Here's the little Mach attacker going into his little crotch, which I will show you. And then of course it comes with 3 different versions of the Mach Patrol / Mach attacker here, little PVC figures, which we will get into as soon as we open this box. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open the box. You'll see there is styrofoam. Alright, so you get 2 trays. You get the one smaller styrofoam tray which houses Daitarn. He's currently not inside here at the moment because he's already outside. And you get the tray here with all the accessories. You'll see there's tons and tons of accessories. Literally, if they just sold Daitarn by himself, he would be in a box this small. But of course, because of all the accessories and all the other crap that comes with this, it makes a big box. So we're going to go ahead and check out Daitarn. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Daitarn 3. Here he is. Nice tall robot. And for scale comparison, let me just pop my obligatory MP10 there. You'll see he towers over the MP10, so it is a pretty tall Soul of Chogokin figure. Now, I don't think I need to tell everybody that I am a huge Daitarn fan, so I was very excited when this came out. And it's beautiful. It's the best rendition. It's the be-all, end-all Daitarn right here. Unless they come out with something better in the future. For now, this is the utmost, very best Daitarn you can get. Alright, so I think we should just start off with the basics. Articulation. You get the head right up here like so. You get the shoulders, which ratchet out like that. And they also spin forward. Now before you spin them forward, don't do what I did. You got to sort of bring this up because there's a little tab right there. Alright, then you can bring the shoulders forward. Then ratcheted elbows. Now because of his engineering, there is no waist. Now you do get hips. These things do move out of the way for you, so you can extend them out this way. Alright, and you also get the knees, which are also on ratchets. And you'll see they bend pretty far back, double jointed. And then you get the ankle right here. Now you'll notice the ankle pivot is not in the center where that thing would lead you to believe. It's actually right here in the corner. You'll see that right there. So it's actually right in the corner on both legs there. And he's got the bicep swivel. And he's also got the arms right here on a ball joint. And he's actually very, very well made. The paint is great. It's nice and glossy. There's no mess ups in the paint. Even the blue here that's not diecast matches the parts that are diecast, like here and the feet. Very well matched. And just the detail here, you'll see the crest here has a little black outline. It's actually 2 separate pieces, the yellow and the red, but they do put a little black outline just to make it stand out a little bit more. And look at the sculpt of the face. That is just beautiful. And out back, there's not much to see. You got the big backpack there, pretty much clean overall. And there's the bottom of the feet. And depending on how you articulate the legs here, these parts do move up and down to allow some clearance for the foot. Now, of course, he is a Soul of Chogokin figure, which means he does have diecast. So we'll go ahead and check that out right now. Alright, so I do want to move on to the alternate parts. You'll see he's got these weird hands with articulated fingers. Alright, they're not fully articulated, they just right at the knuckle they move with the thumb here. Alright, he's got these, but you can always pop these in like that, make them disappear, or just pull them out completely. They're kind of a pain in the butt to take out once they're in like this, so you might want to take them out completely. But he also has alternate fists, which you can clip on regardless of whether those other fists are on. Just like that. And these fists actually look a lot better than those stupid little articulated hands. Now this crest that he has here, the sun crest, this is actually an alternate piece. This is the actual alternate piece. Alright. It is removable because there is a perfect transformation one right here. Now this one you would use if you don't want to take anything off during transformation. Like this simply folds in during the transformation, but it's a little bit smaller. So if you choose to have it animate correct, you would use the bigger one. Now I wanted to show you the other alternate piece of his head, which would be a different face. So let's go ahead and attach that new face here. It's got the open mouth, and then just attach either crest that you want. And while you got the face on, you can always do the one finger alternate hand here to do the sun attack, where he kind of like points to his crest here. You have to see the anime to see what I'm talking about. Now my least favorite part of any review is going over the weapons, but however I am going to go over them in this review, even though he has like 96 million weapons. So the first one I want to go over is the Daitarn Javelin, alright, which is a 4-pronged weapon here, and you'll see it's nice and long. Now to use the Javelin, you do need to remove the cool looking fist, and you do have to use the funny looking articulated hands. Okay, so here's Daitarn with the Javelin. And just a word of advice, guys, anytime you use these articulated hands, always watch out for the thumb, because it's just friction held. It can fall off and get lost. So pay attention to that. Now the next weapon we're going to move on to is the Daitarn Hammer. Check this out. It's a chained weapon. And here he is with the Daitarn Hammer. And it's an actual metal chain, which is like it's a nice dark black chrome. Next we're going to check out the Zamba. Now this right here is a handle. When this opens, the blade comes out, but this is real life, so we are going to just put this on here. Boom! Now you got a Zamber, which easily enough goes right into his hand. So that's what he looks like with that. And you do get two of these, guys. I don't think I need to show you both, but you do get two of these highly chromed weapons. Now this has to be one of my favorite weapons for Daitarn, believe it or not. It's an actual folding fan. Like those little Japanese fans that they wave, the little girls wave against their chin. This is exactly what it is, except he uses that shit as a weapon. He bitch slaps like the enemies with it. It's crazy. So you get 3 versions. You get this version, which is the folded up version with the little chain here. Alright, this chain does attach to all 3 versions, so you don't get 3 chains. You do get 2 of these. You actually get 2 of each version of the fan. Then you get the slightly unfolded fan. Again, using the same chain that attaches to the bottom, you also get 2 of these fans. And the final version is this big mofo, fully unfolded. Again, you get 2 of those using the same chain. Now he uses this to block, attack, stuff like that. Really weird weapon, but it wouldn't be Daitarn without it. Alright guys, so I kind of lied, because there is a 4th version of the fan, although you do use the 2 pieces of the fully folded out one. You can turn it into a shield like this using 2 of these chains. Alright, so you take these 2, pop them in like that, then you fold the chain over to the side. You'll see it does have a little swivel there. Alright, and then you attach the 2 halves together, and then you just attach it to the arm here. Now with this one, it's a little bit difficult for him to hold, because it's sort of just hanging on the chains there, so I don't know what they were really trying to do with that. In the instructions it shows him just holding it like a normal weapon, but I can't get him to hold it. I can't get him to squeeze hard enough on the chains.
Behold the crotch, for this crotch is powerful.
Check this out, guys. If you go ahead and take your thumb or any finger and just push at the bottom of the crotch, he won't mind, because he'll actually do this. He'll actually pop his little peepee out. That's a freaking missile. Now, this comes up. It's a teeny peepee, but it's powerful. And you can actually put it here in the upright position and aim it to shoot at anything you want. And the actual thing pops off and pew! I'm shooting you in the face! Alright, now it's time to put that away. Alright, and we are down to the last weapon, thank God. This weapon in his hand, we know it as a Carvac. But no, actually, seriously, it's not a Carvac. This is his weapon. Now it goes from this position, which is just basic, and then it explodes into this crazy ass weapon here with claws up front. Now it doesn't literally do that in the toy. You do have to attach the rubber hoses and alternate pieces and everything to create this weapon, which I believe is a Daitarn snapper, which he uses it to whip people. Now the next bit of accessory I want to show you is this pencil. Well, actually not the pencil, what's attached to the very top, which is a little teeny accessory it comes with, which is the Mach Patrol. It's a tiny, and I mean tiny, that's the top of an eraser head right there, of a pencil. A little tiny Mach attacker. Alright, it comes with this to scale up with Daitarn. And it also comes with the Mach attacker in docking mode, which I'll show you exactly where it docks. So yeah, not very detailed, but again, tiny as hell. And the last bit of teeniness is the actual Mach attacker. There you go, a little bit more detailed than the other two, but still tiny, tiny, tiny. This is not something you want to play with because you will lose it, I guarantee. Now again, these little pieces were made to scale with Daitarn. I don't know how exact the scaling is, but this is what they've decided scales to Daitarn. You'll see the Mach Patrol here, the Mach attacker in docking mode, and the Mach attacker. So even in Daitarn's little hands, these things are small. Now speaking of the Mach Patrol, he does come with a small, miniature, little die-cast rolling vehicle of the Mach Patrol. And not only is it the Mach Patrol, but it does transform into the Mach attacker. And it's a rather excellent transformation, guys. Check this out. You want to do is pull the wing set here out, bring this up, alright, separate the front, just split it a little bit, and then pull the front out like that. That way it gives clearance for these yellow pieces here. And then this folds out to the back like that. Then unfold the wings here, and then unfold the booster back here, and then just make sure the little winglets are out the way they're supposed to be, and you have yourself a miniature Mach attacker. This thing's beautiful. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Bandai should just make a bunch of little transforming vehicles. And if you look closely, you can see the star of the show here, Hadan Banjo. And this here allows you to check out the scaling comparison between the little PVC figure and the actual Mach attacker used in the set. I like the fact that they included this. I mean, it's not even in scale or anything, but they did include it with the Daitarn. So I thought that was really nice of them to include that. They could have just left it alone with these little pieces, but it's so good to have a nice modern Mach attacker. Now I know we've covered a lot in a short amount of time, but we still have to cover his transformation into his two other modes. Now like I said, the crest here is used to make it proportionate to the anime, but you do have this piece which allows you to do perfect transformation, alright, which you just would fold here, and while I go through the transformation you'll see what I'm talking about, where this hides. However, I choose not to even do that. I don't really care about perfect transformation. I just want him transformed. So, to get him transformed, you have to bring his shoulder pieces off to the sides here, like so, all the way down this way, bring these babies up, then get them to go up this way, take off the backpack here. When we take off the backpack, you'll see it does reveal two little tank treads, which we'll get into later. And the wing gets flipped down this way, then extended down. Tank treads get turned around this way. Back panel comes down, bring this all the way up this way. Tank treads go up like this. These side panels that are in here, bring these out like this. Then bring the tank treads around to the front, unsnap the legs, which I already have, to be able to bring them back this way. Then tab the wing set here in between these two yellow pieces. There's little tabs that you tab that in, and then at the bottom you'll see right in there there's a tab that you have to squeeze together and snap in. Then the tank treads fold into the chest here on both sides. You want to fold the chest piece back down, but you want to make sure that in the front here, right there, the metal does not rub up against each other. There's two pieces of metal you don't want rubbing up against each other unless you want to lose some paint. Now I'll get back to the head part here. You want his head to be back because you do have to mess around with these things. Now you'll see that these do slide. You'll see how that slides that way. And then you want this corner to go down inside. And then look at the top here. There's a tab with a hole. Get those tabbed right in. Bring the head back in here. And then you can close this right on top. And these two back panels just fold in just like I did this one. Then push the arms in here. They just slide right in on both sides. Then you want to take the anime correct backpack piece, pop the wing off, take this bigger piece, pop it onto that, and then you just want to pop them on the side like I did here on the arm for both sides to cover the arms there. And then the last bit would be to attach these silly looking landing gear pieces right in the back there. Seem to be in a weird awkward spot, but that's the way it is, guys. And this here, my friends, is the Die Fighter. I do have to admit, it does look a little strange, but this is based off some vintage old school design. Now, we were talking about docking things before. This is literally his gooch. It's like the area between his butthole and his pee-pee. And we pull down his little door, and believe me, he doesn't give up the gooch very easily. It's very difficult to open that door. You need some type of X-Acto knife or something. And then you just grab the docked mode of the Mach attacker right here, and you place it right in that hole. I do agree that is a very strange place to dock an airplane. Now we're going to do the die tank. You'll see I've already started the transformation pretty much the same way that we got to the jet mode. We're just doing the reverse. This time keep the treads here out on the sides. Want to make sure when you unfold these that you're sliding them down on these pins correctly so you don't break the arm. Then bring the legs back around this way. Snap them in. Bring these pieces back inside of the body. Make sure they're situated nice in there. Bring the chest back down this way. Then the tail fin piece gets pulled out of his butt right there. You want to bring his arms out forward. Then fold his legs up into these tabs here. There's a tab that sticks out here and there's one that goes in. And it's the opposite on his ankle pieces here. So just fold them over and tap them in. And that's all it takes to make die tank. But you'll see it looks a little weird with these little tiny tank treads. They don't even really hold them up. Which is why they've included a ginormous version to make it look more accurate. And these have rubber treads, okay, and they do roll. Now to use the bigger treads, you want to fold the smaller one in against the chest. Now you'll see I've put little pieces of Scotch tape here to keep the treads from actually rubbing up against the red here, which I believe is painted on. Alright, and then you just grab this and lay it right on there. And now you have a nicer looking die tank. However, something's missing. He does have cannons that come out of his feet. Now we'll take some nails or a little screwdriver or something to pull the beginning of these out, but you'll see they do slide out. It's a little difficult to get them out. Sometimes this little smaller part of the cannon pops out instead of the rest of it, but just work it along and you can get both of them out, and there you have the two cannons to form the weapons for the die tank. And really the only other thing to show you would be the assembly of this stand, but I am a sane person. I will not be constructing this, which is basically taking all of the accessories, putting them on the tank treads, the anime correct ones, and just putting everything on there. And this, guys, is a test of patience, because things fall off. Every time you pop one thing in, everything else falls out, which is why I'm not even going to attempt it in the video. Just trust me, guys, not something you want to do unless you're crazy. But now that we're looking at it, here is the booklet that it does come with. It's a full color book. The beginning pages does have some artwork there, which is pretty cool. I especially love this. Very, very, very old school looking right there. It's got the anime line drawings here. It's got some sketches at the bottom. Here it's got some photography of the actual piece that you get in the set. And I love how they show the docking part right there. Looks so cool. And you know, they show some dynamic pictures of these, which I can't really do justice with on video. And yeah, so it's pretty much just more information on Daitarn, and then you get to the actual layout of all the pieces, and then the actual instructions. So that brings us to the end of the review, guys. I hope I was able to condense this enough to where you still sort of understand what's going on with the figure without boring you guys to death, which is what my original video surely did to thousands of people. Unfortunately, the original video will be going down since it is using music from the actual show. I don't want that knocked off of YouTube and giving me a copyright strike, so that's why I did this review. The other review, hopefully I'll be able to redo it without the music and put it back up, since it was a popular video of mine. But for now, enjoy this video, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. You guys know I do respond most of the time. So till next time, guys, bye bye.